Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, the organizers, for inviting me for this presentation. It's a great honor to be here. My presentation will be a little bit different than Stephen. Will be more practical build, the things EPE is doing in the Amazon. And I think I'll use the, okay.
Yes, so we have it right here, and then if you just click right here.
I click this.
This is not working, so just click right there.
I have to go back. Okay, and sorry for the delay. As you will see, my friends are saying that I am a business-to-business person because I have a past in business that I left 30 years ago to become a conservationist. And now I'm going back to business to do conservation. And that's the way I'm finding to be more efficient in doing conservation in recent years. And my organization is reflecting this too. We have a sustainable business unit. We have regional projects, traditional conservation. We have a graduate school that is teaching part of what we teach is business and conservation. And we have thematic projects that are projects with a very focused theme. But we have also two companies that are connected to us. A company called Biofílica and a company called Quaquitur, and I'll talk about them more. And here is a vision of the Amazon, at least, and showing the protected areas in the Brazilian Amazon. I'm showing you this because half of the Amazon is under protected areas now, at least in Brazil. So I would divide my presentation in two views. One view for protected area, one view for the areas that are not under protection. And the conservation strategies we use for both. And I've been asking questions on how to work with the conservation, with the protected areas in recent years, and how to have success in governance and management and all this. And things that came out were lack of personnel for the protected areas, the culture that has inside of the government for protected areas. They still, a lot of government officials think that should be very protected and not looking to the outside of the protected areas. And also management models that can think of the protected area as a way to irradiate development in the region. In many areas of the Amazon, the people that work in the protected areas are the only public officers that are there. And they have, in my view, a responsibility to do much more than to work in the protection of that land. So to do that, we have different projects. We have, in the Lower Black River, we have a regional conservation and development program with 28 communities working on a very traditional conservation and development program. We have also a proposal that we are working together with the Moore Foundation and is under consideration by the Fundo Amazônia, the BNDES, called LIRA, that is a proposal to consolidate 27% of the protected areas, including the Indian lands there. So it's a proposal that will be working with different partners in the Amazon and looking for consolidation of both protected areas for biodiversity, but also the Indian lands, and with organizations in the ground. We also have a project called Motivation and Success in Protected Areas Management, where we are looking for new ways to hire people and new ways that people that work already in protected areas can be more efficient, and also exchange between knowledge and how can we use volunteers, trying to find practical solutions for the lack of personnel in special. And also a project called Participative Monitoring of Biodiversity is working with the local communities, looking for monitoring biodiversity, understanding what's in there, and using this as a tool for conservation. As results so far for those lines of work, we created a model for hiring people, different than the public system, outside the public system. Huh? Oh, sorry. I'm going back a minute. Oh, so, okay, sorry. Yeah, no, I won't go back one. So we are doing then back, implementing this structure with what we are doing is working with social participation in the protected area management for biodiversity conservation, and using this system of integrated management, applied monitoring, and subsidies for influencing policies. And dividing it in three parts, working with the system per se, the whole system of protected areas, work with action of in knowledge management and participatory integrated management, work with knowledge and capacity building, integrated planning, and then direct action in the protected areas with the monitoring biodiversity, with subsidies for social biodiversity management, and with the activities in the area and in the network. Some of the results are, we have now protocols for monitoring biodiversity there, standardized. Everybody is going to use. The ARPA system, that is a huge, huge program in Brazil, is going to use the same protocol. We have 30 Amazonian protected areas involved in this program. We have many new laws and norms by the ICMBio, who is in charge of the protected areas, based on the results of this project, and we have community involvement. And also we have 14 protected areas and 2 mosaics with 16 local institutions partnering, implementing the program, with the 60 people hired by this system, and the government is using it as a model to hiring people now. We've been spreading the word with seminars and publication, and we have a volunteer program now with lots of people working as volunteers in the protected areas. And we created a platform of knowledge management to put all this there so anyone can go free and get all this knowledge. Now, leaving protected areas and going to the rest of the Amazon. And in this case, I'm using an essay I wrote years ago in conservation biology about the knowledge-intensive economic development in conservation. And it's influenced by papers from an economist called Graziella Ciccininski. And what she said was, the world is changing very fast. The economy is not an economy that is going the direction of natural resources. It's in the direction of knowledge. If you look at the largest companies by market value today, most of them have nothing to do with natural resources anymore. They are all about knowledge. And we keep going and insisting in using natural resources in the economy of the Amazon, when we have an opportunity to do different. And so, based on that, Professor Carlos Nobre and I wrote an article, report to the PPG 7 years ago, and we said that combining knowledge and traditional culture, we should create an initiative for development. We have to put knowledge in the new institutions there. We have to use applied science, and we also have to create a technical assistant room extension specific for the Amazon, and using the forest and not cutting the forest as their goal. And I like to use this a lot. It's a paper written by Hidalgo and Hossman years ago. It's about the Lego of development. And what I say is that development goes like a Lego box. So if you have a small Lego box, you can do only cubes. If you have a huge Lego box, you can build planes or sophisticated things. Now, what is the Amazonian Lego box? It's not chips or computers or all this. It's biodiversity. So we have to use our Lego box. We are not trying to use other people's Lego box. We are not taking advantage of the pieces we have. And we have to do that through education from the very beginning. This is I was with 3 kids in the Lower Black River with my iPad, and they came and they understand everything about the iPad. Yeah, they know everything. They want that. They want to use iPad. They want the new technologies. So the thing that is possible, you can work with them to create this new era of developing based on knowledge in the Amazon. And also the whole educational system has to change a lot in this direction. We created this graduate school, and we are having professional masters with this going in this direction, but also an MBA in social and environmental business management. And we are looking for entrepreneurs, the new entrepreneurs for the Amazon. Entrepreneurs that will go for creating the new business that is social environmental business in the Amazon. That will use the knowledge of the forest and not cutting the forest to create a new economy for the region. And this has to be fast and outcompete the traditional economy. So it requires a lot of knowledge and a lot of effort, and joint effort, because we cannot do that. We are just creating small models for that. But we need everybody incorporated in a joint effort to do that for the Amazon. In this, including Brazilians and non-Brazilians, we should stop with xenophobia in Brazil and bring everybody, because we require at the moment a huge effort, because we are in the frontier of just disappearing of the Amazonian forest. And looking for, to give you an example of this new business, we have one of the companies we created is called Biophysica, is profitable and is working with Red Plus. We have now 1.5 million hectares under contract in the Amazon, and also working with the new forestry code through business in a way that compensate areas and turn a much more sustainable landscape. So now our goal is 5 million hectares of private reserves based on Red Plus. We are right now with 1.5 million. To give you some other possible examples, earth environmental services, management of privately owned forest restoration, concessions, ecotourism parks, cosmetics, fragrance, flavors. Tom Lovejoy years ago developed a program in this direction, and then suffered a lot of criticism for that. I remember that, and biotechnology and all this. So we are trying to incorporate all this in the Amazonian economy. And final thoughts. I will finalize saying that we like to promote and protect area system integrity, added value through the generation of sustainable business, seek global understanding of the region, but respect territory definitions, strongly invest in education, science, technology, and innovation, maintain the local presence, and assure continuum of resource. Take into consideration the local people views, consider multiplicity of regional actors, and amplify the diversity of products in a multicultural and demand for knowledge, forest knowledge products. And that's it. Thank you.